Welcome back to Blaine Ripka teaches you how to fly fish, I guess. That's what I just said about 5 minutes ago in my time, potentially a week ago in your time. Well, oh my. But yeah, so on today's episode of Getting Started in Fly Fishing, I'm going to talk about, now this is like a podcast, so I'm not going to be showing you anything. I'm just going to be talking. So sit down, put me on, make dinner or something. I don't know. I don't know what you guys listen to podcasts and do. Drive, I guess, but don't watch me and drive. Put me on your old speaker. Anyway, so what I would recommend doing is weighting options is saving money in your weighting options. Now, if you're looking to actually really get into fly fishing, then we should look at more, if you're going to be spending like, let's say 6 hours on the stream, every, how do I want to word this? If you're a weekend warrior and you're fishing 6 hours Friday and Saturday night, and maybe even Sunday night or Sunday, then what we want to do is we're going to want to go and not buy cheap waders. I recommend going and finding what your price range is and going and getting waders with a warranty. Yes, I use Simms waders. They are pricey. I am not going to lie, they're pricey. But mine had a leak in them and I sent them back and they sent me perfectly patched and completely resealed waders at the cost of me putting a postage stamp on a package, which it costs like $4 for me to ship it to Montana, which is amazing. I didn't even have to pay for it to come back. So that's where I'd go if that's where you are. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't want to go spend that much on waders. I just want something to go wade through the stream and not fall. So there's option one, which is you just wear swimming trunks and all April and into the beginning of May, you freeze. Which, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. You can do that. Option two, which is one I'd recommend more than option one, is going and buying hip boots, which I think run like $30 or $40. I saw a pair at Walmart. This is where you can go to Walmart. This is where I'm gonna send you to Walmart. You can go buy a pair of hip boots for like $30 or something, which is that's good, and I'm sure they last. I have some buddies that use hip boots. They're effective. Then option three, which is if you're going to be fishing a stream like Penns Creek or some of my local streams I'm going to name off. Fishing Creek, you can get away with hip boots. But if you're going to be fishing like a Penns Creek or a Bald Eagle Creek, I'm not that familiar with all of Spring Creek to know what you should wear there, but those big bodies of water, I recommend chest waders just because like to get to holes sometimes there's some deep slow water that you got to wade through and work through, which that's where those chest waders come into play, and I would recommend chest waders. Also, when it's cold out, chest waders are where it's at because they're warm, or they're warmer than hip boots. But that's where I am on waders. And what I am going to also talk about now is boots. So now we're on chest waders now. All hip boots come with boots on. They're fine. Most chest waders don't come with boots. They come with the sock, and then you have to buy your own boot. Get felt boots. Don't buy rubber. You can buy studded felt, which is fine. They're a lot more expensive. Buy felt. Felt is fairly grippy. It's not as good as felt studded. If you can afford felt studded, get felt studded. Felt studded. Yes, there we go. Get that. They're much better. But felt is good. I use a walking stick, especially on big streams. And people are probably out here, you don't need a walking stick. Yeah, trust me. you want a walking stick on big waters like Penn's. I'm calling Penn's Creek big waters. It's not that big, but it's big waters, because especially if you're fishing by yourself, I recommend a walking stick. It doesn't hurt to have. It's not too much more of a hassle than what it saves you from. I've slipped and fell a lot before I used a walking stick, and now I use a walking stick and I don't fall as much. I still fall because I try to run across the stream, but that's a different video, different how-to. But what I recommend is a walking stick, and just go get a tree branch that's solid, drill a hole through it, tie some paracord through. You don't have to go spend $30, or I saw one for $100. Simms came out with one that's insane. It looks super nice, but you don't need that. A tree branch works just as well. Apple tree branches are amazing because they're mostly straight, and that's what I use. You just hook it through your belt, but you don't want to fall. My one buddy who doesn't use a walking stick, and the one day during the Green Drake, which if you know the Green Drake, go check out the Green Drake video if you haven't seen it already. But we're fishing and we're catching fish like crazy, but we're moving because they're dry fly fish, so you see them and you kind of wade to them, and he completely fell in and his waders filled up with water. He's fine, but I mean, I watched the dude like go under, and it's mid-May and the water's not warm, so he was cold. So that ended our fishing day. I'm sorry, bud. I know you watch these videos, but you did ruin a day of fishing. But anyway, he doesn't use a walking stick, and he fell 3 or 4 times in one day, and it could have been avoidable in my opinion. And I wasn't falling, but I'm also more experienced. But anyway, waders, walking sticks, that's where I am on those things in my I guess videoed podcast essentially. But hey, this is a place where you got to do a little bit of research on what your prices are. I haven't done wader shopping in a while, and I would recommend Simms beginner waders if you can afford them, because they do come with a warranty. Things with warranty in the fly fishing world, get things with warranty, because if you really get into fly fishing, which is our goal here, my goal is to get people into fly fishing, is that you stay in it. And if you stay in it, you're going to want to go buy good waders. I know I finally talked my dad into going and buying good waders, and they're extremely comfortable, but you don't have to. I used to wear $50 Walmart waders. They lasted me 3 years, and they cost $50. Those things were not the best waders to wear. They weren't the most comfortable things ever, but I didn't have to spend a lot of money, and I could put my money into flies, which we'll get to, and rod reel 9, which are expensive. It kept everything down. But anyway, I think that's gonna do for the videos filmed in this outfit. That's our second video and how to fly fish with Blaine Ripka podcast, essentially. But let me know where you guys are here. Go watch the last one. I just filmed the last one, so that's why I didn't say it. But let's see where we are. If you guys want me to go over, where do you want me to go next with this? I'm planning on going into nets, like tackle that I use, that kind of thing. Not necessarily nets, but like where I use my vest for, where I use a vest, where I don't use a vest, that kind of thing. And then work towards knots. And then the reason I'm not showing you how to cast yet is because there's like a foot of snow on the ground, and it's not fun to be outside currently. It's really not. So once it warms up a little bit, I'll gladly show you guys how to cast, but here's where we are currently. I appreciate you guys tuning into these cringy videos and now the podcast version, but I'm gonna get nice and you guys get a wonderful view. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode in the fishing with Blaine Ripker, or fly fishing with Blaine. I still don't know what I want to say at the end of these, but I guess I'm signing off. I'll catch you on the next one, and that's it. I don't know what to say. So please keep commenting on what I should say. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Stop.